Game time. Married to the game, but his kid don't play. Know all about the heat like Dwayne on Wade. His records don't fade. How I run inside the lane is insane. You saying now, what is you saying?
You can tell by the energy that it's game time. Giving you sports and entertainment at the same time. Roy coming with the X's and O's, while Lakita got the scoop on what you need to know.
Back to the wall, that's a Hall of Fame. Make it so hot that they call out the flames. Made them holler things, how we on a dollar way just to get up all the ring, if you know what I mean.
We got the super team, we going for the chip. No matter what the pitch, we got another hit. Know the main reason why the fans go nuts? It's married to the game, yeah, we so clutch.
If nothing else remains the same, I'm married to the game. Players and teams will change. I'm married to the game. People always come and go, but I'm married to the flow. If nothing else remains the same, we're married to the game. Yeah, I'm married to the game.
Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. Yo, what's going on, good peoples? My name is Rory Sherrock.
And I'm Lakita Sherrock.
And this is Married to the Game. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for all your blessings.
Yes, Jesus.
For Married to the Game. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We give God all the glory.
Yes.
And we want to, before we even get started, we got to send our heartfelt prayers to everyone in Houston, Southeast Texas, Hurricane Harvey. I mean, their lives have just been completely uprooted. It's very sad, and we just know that things are going to get better. It's really dark right now, but our God is able.
And that's the thing. And I want to say we do send our heartfelt prayers to the Houston area. And I know it might seem dark at the moment, but I would like for you all to hold on to the spiritual light of the Lord and know that He is holding on to you.
Yeah. We want things to return back to normal sooner than later.
Yes.
A lot of love for H-Town.
A lot of love.
On a lighter note, so to speak, with our show gets played all over.
All over, internationally, baby.
But our content is based here in the US of A. We cover it all from coast to coast. As I like to say, we're blasting through your digital speakers from the beautiful city of Atlanta, GA.
Dirty.
But our lead story starts out on the West Coast. Kevin Danna of pac-12.com completes our month-long tour of the Power 5 conferences in college football, and he's going to preview the Pac-12 conference. West Side.
Okay. You got gangsta on me, though, hon.
That's how they do it out there.
All right, I like that.
Now, after leaving the West Coast, our college football reporting then hits up the Southeast, where we preview black college football.
Yes.
SWAC Life.
Yeah.
MEAC.
Yeah.
SIAC. And then, of course, CIAA for life.
What? SWAC all day, every day. SWAC in the house. What you say? Yes. All right. I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. You just destroyed everything that the SWAC stands for. But we got a lot in store for that segment. Now, Colin Kaepernick is a name that gets major headlines from coast to coast. This week is the final slate of preseason games in the NFL.
Oh.
And he still is unemployed from an NFL standpoint. We have a lot to say about that issue.
I know I got a lot to say.
It's football season. We're providing blanket coverage of the sport from the Atlantic to the Pacific, coast to coast. But of course, you know the epicenter of flavor is right here.
Oh, Married to the Game.
This is the final week of our college football previews. We did the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
We hit the Heartland up. We did the Big 12. Then we did the ACC. So we close out the Power 5 on the left coast, the West Coast, with the Pac-12. I keep asking you these trivia questions. Mm-hmm. Do you know any Pac-12 schools?
Of course I do. Michigan.
Pacific Coast. That's what PAC stands for.
Oh, so it's the West Coast. Duh. Okay, USC.
Okay, there you go, because that's one.
That's all I need to know. It's just one. One, and knowing one is half the battle. That's what G.I. Joe said.
All right, we'll let you slide with that. UCLA, Washington State, Arizona.
When I was a little girl, I
Arizona
wanted
State.
to go to UCLA. How could I not think of that?
Colorado now.
Oh.
And Utah. Well,
Wow.
Kevin Danna of pac-12.com, he knows them all. He knows what's hot. He knows what's not. Love the insight. We're so blessed to have him join the program and preview what we'll see in 2017. My man, Kevin Danna from pac-12.com. Thank you so much for being a part of Married to the Game.
Hey, thanks for having me, Roy. My pleasure.
Now, we know the Washington Huskies, they are the defending conference champs, and they played Bama tough in that first half of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I was at that game. They're coming back strong this year in 2017. What's your thoughts on the Huskies?
First thing, you're right, Roy. That was a pretty good first half from Washington. I mean, they didn't move the football, but they did take a lead, and they were within one possession for a good chunk of the game. The pick six really turned that game against Alabama, and then in the second half, they just didn't have a chance.
Right.
You know, this is a team that loses a lot in the secondary. Outside of that, I mean, this is still going to be a very solid team. As long as Chris Peterson is there, they're a fighter's chance in the conference. And they have a really good quarterback in Jake Browning, who was top 10 in passing efficiency in the NCAA FBS last year. They have a really good running back in Miles Gaskin. They do lose John Ross, first-round talent, top 10 talent, great speed. But they do have some guys who can make some plays in the receiving game. So I still like Washington as being one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the Pac-12.
Okay, so what's up with USC? They had a rough start last year, but then they finished strong. Are the Trojans ready to return to being a national power?
You know, Rory, it's funny you ask that because this is the question that has seemingly been asked of USC each of the last 5 or 6 years.
Right.
Every year seems to be USC is back for real. I remember starting in 2012. They came off on a 10-2 season. They didn't play a bowl game that year because they were still on sanctions. They had Matt Barkley coming back, preseason AP #1.
Yeah.
USC is back.
Yeah.
They finished 7-6, and in the Sun Bowl, they had to fight in the locker room and lost to Georgia Tech.
Right.
So that didn't happen, obviously. The next, all right, that was a bad year. They'll figure it out. They didn't figure it out. Lane Kiffin got fired, but they finished strong under Ed Orgeron. So they get a new coach. They have a lot of talent. Okay, they're back. Steve Sarkisian doesn't quite work out under him.
Nope.
Either, of course, he had some off-the-field problems as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like, Roy, this time, people have been saying it for at least 5 years. They've been picked to win their division in the Pac-12 or of the last 7 seasons. I really do feel like this time, real deal. And it starts with head coach Clay Helton, no-nonsense kind of guy.
Okay.
Gotten rid of the distractions in Troy. And they have a great quarterback in Sam Darnold. Great Rose Bowl performance, stirring comeback against Penn State, a 52-49 win.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a team that's preseason #4 this year, picked to win the Pac-12. They are a double-digit win team for sure in my eyes.
Now, Colorado faced Washington last year in the Pac-12 championship. Was that just a blip on the radar, or are they trending upward?
This is the first time they've been picked to not finish at the bottom of the Pac-12 South,
Yeah.
even though they did win the conference last year. They're still picked to finish last. So I don't think they're going to finish last. I don't think they're going to finish second to last. But I don't see them being more than a 6 or 7 win team this year, unfortunately. And part of it is because they lose a lot on a great defense last year. Also, part of it is because I think their schedule's a little less forgiving this season. As much as I like Mike McIntyre, and they do have what some consider to be one of the best receiving corps, I don't think they're going to be competing for the Pac-12 South this year.
Now, what about Stanford? Do you see them making a lot of noise this year?
I see them making about the same amount of noise that they made last year. Maybe the wins will come in a different order, but they went 10-3 last year, and that's kind of where I expect them to be after a bowl game this year. I have them going 9-3 in their 12 games. Just I think they're better than they were last year, even though they do lose Christian McCaffrey. It's just at USC, their second game of the season, coming off a bye week. That's not going to be easy. They have to play at Utah, and they have to play at Washington State. And I think those are all really dangerous games. And, under David Shaw, what can you expect? You can expect a 10-win season, basically, because he's had 10-win season all but except 1 year back in 2014. So I think this program is fine. I think they're going to be a top 15-ish team. They had a great season opener against a really overwhelmed program in Rice in Australia, winning 62-7. Rice Love was great. 180 yards, 62 yards, won first play from scrimmage for him.
Right.
But, you're not going to be able to tell a whole lot against a team like Rice. They'll be very competitive in that Pac-12 North race. I don't think they have enough this year.
Now, what about Washington State? Mike Leach is a good coach, but they're in the shadow of the Huskies.
Yeah, they are in the shadow of the Huskies. They're going to continue to be in the shadow of the Huskies. But, Rory, I would not be surprised if we looked up in November and saw Washington State with a 10-0 record. Their schedule is pretty forgiving for the most part, the first part of the season.
Okay.
In the month of September, they do not leave the Palouse. Their first 5 games are all at home, and that includes a Friday night game against USC at Martin Stadium, and that is a very tough place to play on a short week. Washington State has some very good fans. Late September, it could be cold. It could be unforgiving weather out there in eastern Washington. Now, the problem for them is the season ends very tough. They have Stanford, and they have at Utah and at Washington.
Right.
Those are not easy places to play. I would not be surprised to see them in the top 4 at one point in the college football playoff rank.
Wow.
I'm not saying it's going to hold.
Yeah.
So I see them being there. I don't see them staying.
Wow, that's a mouthful, and if that comes to fruition, we're going to replay this recording right here so that we can say, where you heard it first. Kevin and Rory are Married to the Game. Now, what about Utah and Cal? Are they ready to take that next step? Or is Cal specifically going to be regressing in 2017?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would call it regressing. Sometimes you got to take a couple of steps back to take a couple of steps forward, and I think that's kind of the case in 2017. With Cal, they have a new head coach in Justin Wilcox. This guy has a defensive pedigree. He really turned around the defense in Washington 5 years ago, and he has had success in other places as well, big schools as well, as USC being one of them. So I think this guy can really do some nice stuff in Berkeley. This year, however, Rory, I see them kind of in the 3-9 range, and mainly because their non-conference schedule is super tough. You start at North Carolina at 9:20 a.m. kickoff Pacific time. Teams don't go east from the West Coast, play that early and win football games.
Right.
And especially against another Power 5 school. And then they have Ole Miss at home, and I don't think they're quite ready to beat an SEC school.
No, they're not.
And they're going to struggle in the Pac-12.
And what about the Utes?
The Utes, if they played USC at home this year, I would pick Utah Utes to win the Pac-12 South. That's how much I like them. And really, one reason why is because of a guy we haven't seen play a whole lot there in Salt Lake City, and that's their new starting quarterback, Tyler Huntley. Who last year led them to a win against USC. They were the last team to beat USC last year. They went, 9-4 last year. They were a good team. And so Utah, they're going to have a bit of a different look offensively this year. Bringing a new offensive coordinator from Eastern Washington and Troy Taylor. His teams were known for really airing it out. Having some success against Pac-12 schools. They beat a couple of Pac-12 teams while he was there and gave Washington a serious run for its money a couple of years back. They could be very, very good. They're the only team in the Pac-12 South that hasn't been in the Pac-12 football championship game, though they've arguably been one of the most consistent teams over the last 3 years.
And then what about the, I guess for lack of a better term, the leftovers or the bottom of the bunch? No disrespect, but Arizona and Arizona State and UCLA and then even up in Oregon and Oregon State.
Yeah, so I think the best of those 5 would be UCLA. Very down here last year. No bones about it. 4-8. I'm ashamed to admit I tend to go to the college football playoff.
But a lot of people did, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, for picking UCLA. For the Arizonas and the Oregons, starting with the Arizonas, both of those coaches are on the hot. They've had success with Rich Rodriguez. Arizona State has had success with Todd Graham. I love Todd. Unfortunately, I think those coaches are coaching for their jobs, and now